Well, hello everyone. This is Phil Mershon with Social Media Examiner, and welcome to this special event, 9 Companies Doing Social Media Right and What You Need to Know, led by Mari Smith and Michael Stelzner. During today's presentation, Mari and Mike will be taking a close look at 9 companies doing social media right and what you need to know. I'll share more about Mari and Mike in just a minute. We do have an exceptionally high number of people watching today's presentation. In fact, over 4,800 people have registered for today's event. In what will be a high-energy session, we will teach for about 45 minutes, and then you'll have a chance to ask your questions. Perhaps you've asked some of these questions. How can I improve my business through social media? And what are other businesses doing with social media? By the end of today's presentation, the answer should be very clear. Here's the format. We will go over a variety of businesses from small to large and B2B and B2C with the hope that you'll find inspiration for your social media efforts. Well, let me introduce Mari and Mike. Mari Smith is the co-author of Facebook Marketing an Hour a Day. Fast Company has called her the Pied Piper of Facebook. She works as a social media business consultant and is an internationally renowned speaker and trainer. Welcome, Mari.
So thanks, good to be here, all the way from Oslo, Norway. I'm 9 hours ahead of where you guys are.
All right. Mike Stelzner is the founder of Social Media Examiner, author of the book Writing White Papers, How to Capture Readers and Keep Them Engaged, and the Social Media Marketing Industry Report. Mike, thanks for joining us today.
Phil, thank you very much. Very excited to be here.
Well, at this point, everybody, Mike's going to start out by providing some background on social media. Take it away, Mike.
Thank you, everyone. We're super excited to be coming to you live today. And let me start with a couple of interesting statistics that you may not be familiar with. And these are statistics that should really matter to you because they're shocking. First of all, 73% of businesses plan on increasing their use of Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and blogging in 2011, according to the brand new Social Media Marketing Industry Report. That is a significant number of people that are going to actually put more effort into their activities. Now, you probably already know that there's somewhere between 500 and 600 million active users on Facebook today. And that's a gargantuous number that's almost hard to even grasp. But this is really some quite interesting research. According to Nielsen, 75% of every American is using social media. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're in the United States or outside the United States. This is just a representative sample, but the fact that so many people are using it is kind of shocking. But what's even more interesting is if you take a look at this second statistic here, nearly 25% of all time online, is spent using social media. That means that 15 minutes out of every hour that someone spends online, they are spending on social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. And what does this mean for your business? This means that your customers, your prospects are out there, they're active on social media, and are you engaging them? Have you figured out how to reach out to them yet? Have you figured out how to bring them in and how to work with them and get them excited about your business? And this last part is kind of exciting. Social media is really not just for big business. As a matter of fact, small businesses are the ones that are most benefiting and most investing in social media. Now we're going to go ahead over the next 40 minutes or so and share a bunch of case studies with you, 9 particular businesses. What is this? Sorry about this little, looks like we've hit our maximum allowance of attendees. Someone was not allowed to, what? Okay, hold on folks, let me get rid of this little alert here. Okay, so apologize for that. Over the next 40 minutes or so, we're going to go through and reveal 9 different businesses. And they are big businesses and small businesses, mostly small businesses. Okay, why am I, sorry about this little message I keep getting, folks. I don't know if you see it or not, but it's telling me that we've maxed out our webinar attendees.
Yeah, we can't see it. It's okay.
Okay, all right, good. So I'll just ignore it. Okay, so we're going to go over 9 different businesses, B2B and B2C. But I don't care whether you're targeting consumers or businesses. I want you to look at the tactics, not the examples, because it's the tactics themselves that can work for any kind of businesses, whether you're small or big. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and start with Martell Home Builders. This is a company that builds custom homes in Canada. And what we really want to draw your attention to here is what they're doing. Just to give you a little background, Martell used to be very reliant on real estate agents to bring them customers. And then they started dabbling with blogging and with social media and began transforming their business. They went from about 80% of their business coming through realtors to about 86% of their business coming direct from consumers. Not having to pay commissions to realtors was a big deal for them. That increased the margins on their homes. And we're just going to share with you a little bit about what actually transpired. So first of all, they have a blog, and their blog is focused on content that is of interest to their particular audience, like 14 must-have tools for new homeowners. Mari, maybe you can talk about what's going on over here on the right side of the screen.
What I love about Martell, what they've done, the Canadian, go Canada, they've got all of these wonderful social connection buttons and options above the fold on the top right. Above the fold, meaning for those of you that don't know, it's basically before you scroll down on a web page. So first up, you've got the recognizable little RSS orange block, a little square, and the people that subscribe via RSS feed reader, like Google feed reader, will recognize that. Immediately below that, I love what they've done here. More people subscribe to blogs by email than RSS. They've made it nice and easy where you can actually enter your email address in right away. And then below that, they've got follow us. And they're just choosing to use the word follow for Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And you just click those buttons, and there you go. And then even below that, you've got where the bottom arrow is, you've got tweets, the latest tweets that are mentioning Martell Homes. And just to draw your attention to the very top right, they also have a way to sign up for a free report. And notice they're not putting the email address input field there because it might be too much. You've got they most want people to subscribe to the blog, right? Because then they're going to get them on their list. But I love how they've done that free report up at top right too.
Absolutely, and they've done a number of really kind of cool things. In their navigation bar at the top, they've got a very simple navigation. They've got the word connect. When you click on the word connect, you see kind of a wider version of what we see on the homepage, and you see the photographs of all the different people that work for them, that are tweeting, and how long ago they tweeted. But this is kind of cool. Because of the nature of their business, they've got this thing that says, "Where's my contractor?" They actually show using GPS, global satellite positioning, exactly where the contractor is. Maybe the contractor is on his way to Home Depot or something to get some supplies. So you know exactly where that person is. Now, if you think about your business, if you're in a business of delivering things like pizza or products or maybe freight, this would be kind of a cool way for you to be very transparent and allow people to know exactly where you are. And this is powered by Google and Red Ball Interactive, and I think it's kind of a genius little thing that they're doing there.
It sure is. Imagine being able to see where your postman is, the delivery truck, anything.
And one thing that they're also doing really cool is photographs. I don't know if you've ever built a new home, but one of the things you always want to do is go over there and check out the house. Well, they've alleviated the need for you to do that by taking photographs of the status of your home. Now, not only does this create a cool little place for you to check out the status of your home, but it's also social proof, showing all these other homes and addresses that they're building. Prospective buyers can go in here and check it out. Mari, what are your thoughts on the use of photography?
Well, photos really, picture says 1,000 words, and what Martell have done brilliantly, this is the social proof, but in a way it's giving their clients ways to immediately spread by word of mouth and get excited. And normally when you buy a home, it's kind of you and your immediate family and friends that might know about it. But doing it like this, it really helps for your entire social circle online to be involved and participate and have fun with the process.
Yeah, check out my new house. I could see linking to some of these pictures or something like this. This is where our dining room table is going to go, that kind of thing. So once again, this is a very creative use for, a construction company to use a lot of different social media components. Mari, talk about what's going on here a little bit.
Just took a second to switch. So the box on the left is what's called a Facebook like box. And those are social plugins that you can get from Facebook. The easiest, quickest way is just go to Google and search for Facebook social plugins. The like box is an absolute must-have on every single website, and ideally really, really visible. What Martell have done is this is an option that you can leave the stream in. I like the ones with the stream because what we're seeing is the latest post. You can see that there 3 hours ago. It has a timestamp, and you've got a scroll bar, so you could actually see what's going on. It's always going to be dynamic content on your website when you have the stream included. And then below that, they've got a line of 2 lines of their fans, and you can see how many people like Martell Builders already. And because of the social relevance algorithm of Facebook, you'll always see your own friends will show up there when you're logged into Facebook more than non-friends. But just a wonderful way to prove, come and join us on Facebook. And then over on the right, it's the YouTube channel, and they've got their Customer Appreciation Day, and it's this really wonderful, connected, relational, family feeling, if you will, that you think, gosh, when I'm a customer of Martell Home Builders, they're really going to take good care of me.
What's really interesting is a lot of these videos they embed on their website. And, for example, here's a testimonial from someone who bought a Martell home, and here's another one. And this is, I believe, the president talking about the Martell home experience. So these are very easy for you to produce. You don't need high production value. You could simply just grab a flip camera, put it on a tripod, and make these little videos. But for someone who has got something really expensive to sell, and in this case a home, this just allows people to have an experience that they normally would never have if they're just walking through, for example, a model home. And what's also cool about this video is you could watch this and you could see all these people that live in the community, and you could say, they certainly seem a lot like me. Perhaps I should go check it out. So as you can see, Martell Home is really doing a great job, really transforming the way I think marketing is done with home selling. And, of course, you don't have to be in the home business to apply some of these kinds of tactics. Some of the key take-homes where they had real-time customer service, geolocation tracking, the use of video, photography, and, of course, the way that they've embedded their Twitter and Facebook information is pretty cool as well. Mari, talk to us a little bit about Zappos.
I love Zappos. They are an amazing company, and I'm the kind of person that typically likes to buy shoes in a store, but I recently had my first purchase online through Zappos, and I was just blown away. I've always loved them anyway for years, but now I know firsthand. In any case, what we see here with their fan page, Zappos really extends their brand and their culture, their values throughout everything they do, and of course their fan page, no exception. Top left is actually a picture, and you can make full use of that. The dimensions are 180 characters across by 540 down. That's the width and height. And it looks like several banners and images in one, but separate ones, but it's all one. And what they've done is they've chosen to focus, instead of their own branding, they've chosen to focus on the fan of the week. And you'll see when you click and join to become a fan, you'll see actually where they have a little bit of a contest going on where you can vote on the latest fan photos submitted. And they've got a nice little simple red arrow saying click above. I love how they've put, let's be in a like-like relationship. We like you, you like us. Just beautiful. And then they've got, this is called light gating, where the mouse is there over the arrow. That's exclusive content. Indeed, when you click the like button, you can do that, called fan gating or like gating or fan-only content, a little piece of code that allows you to do that.
And I think the key take-home here is the use of this real estate. You can use this real estate in many, many different ways, and you can see how they've got their logo down here, a little bit about them, and then the cool little graphics up here. So most people simply put their logo of their business up maybe in a little tiny graphic, and I think the way that they've done this is quite innovative. So this is what happens once you become a fan. You see content here. Now this content varies. In this particular case, you could vote for the next fan of the week, and you can see all the different little photographs that people have uploaded that are fans, and they're using some sort of a Facebook app to pull something like this off. They also have their join our email list. And notice they don't ask for that until after someone has become a fan. Probably the reason is because they want people to become fans, because it's a very simple one-click process. Once they become a fan, then perhaps they want to nurture them onto their email list. And I'm not sure how many fans Zappos has, but I know they're quite a bit. Mari, maybe you can talk about what happens on their actual product pages. And folks, those of you that have a business that is selling a product or many different products, pay attention to what Mari is going to be sharing here.
Mm-hmm. This is brilliant. Really, Zappos has made full use of these plugins. First at top there, we see the like button. you've got the like button, and then you've also got over on the side the share. And when you click on share, you've got all of these different choices. You actually have a short link. They've got their own little Zap Me short link. You've got tell a friend, so you can click and share content with a specific friend or friends via email. Still an extremely common way of sharing content, by the way, not to just leave email behind in favor of social media. Then you've got the Facebook share button, and when you click on that, the overlay in the middle, that's an example of posting to your profiles, where the old share on Facebook button worked this way, where basically you get a choice to post it to your profile with a little message, or you can, in the bottom left, you can actually send it as a Facebook message to a specific friend or friends, and then click share. In addition, underneath those Facebook and Twitter buttons, of course you got the tweet. You can tweet it out and post on Twitter. You can get a little widget and drop it into your blog and go ahead and blog about the specific item. Now, this is on every single item that Zappos sells on their online store, which is shoes is one main thing, but they also do all kinds of fashion wear. Beautiful integration of social media on their store. If you have an online store, Zappos would really be a great one to model.
And what's really kind of cool about this is it starts out as a box that's about this big. And then there's a button here, I believe, that says share, and then boom, the code comes up in this box, and then the preview badge comes up. So they're not really taking up this much real estate unless someone dynamically clicks one of these buttons to make it happen. But I think this is just a brilliant application of social media components to bring people to particular products. Like there's a lot of people that are big UGG boot fans, so this is a great way for someone who's a hardcore UGG boot person to share it with their friends and network, and thus bring more interest to Zappos and ultimately more sales. Mara, you want to talk a little bit about what Tony's doing here as the CEO of Zappos?
Zappos, at Zappos on Twitter, is a very popular account, a couple million followers, and Tony is the one that tweets, and he does have a little bit of a hand now and again, but he's very responsive and very conversational, and they have a really loose policy about using Twitter. All 400 plus staff members have a Twitter account, and they're simply invited to use their best judgment and to basically not put anything up there that they wouldn't want anybody else to see, whether it's about work or personal. They're pretty basic. But I love how Tony has there on his account too, that all the different ways to contact. I mean, Zappos are renowned for their customer service and one of the top 10 most desired companies to work for in the United States. And if you ever have an experience with them, you should order something just to experience them. You'll know why. But like I say, everything extends through all their presence is online.
So the take-home messages here is that Zappos has done a really good job of making their Facebook page fun with their Fan of the Week contest. Their actual product pages are very shareable with all the different kinds of technology, and they've done a really good job of having their executives model what it means to be a participant in the social media world with Twitter, and that trickles down to everyone inside of their organization. Let's take a look at this third example, which is Giant Nerd. Now, Giant Nerd is a very new company. As a matter of fact, I think they're less than a year old. They are a company that, well, honestly, I will say they're one of the best social companies that I've seen, period. And what's really interesting, these guys they're a reseller of outdoor gear for people that are into hiking and camping. Their name doesn't necessarily match with what their, expertise is, which is outdoor stuff. But what's really very cool is they have embedded so many social components into their site. This, is a picture of their homepage. And they've got this Join Now button up in the upper right-hand corner. And this allows people, when they click on it, you'll see on the next screen here, to join a little community. So instead of using Facebook or Twitter for their community, they've created their own community, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. But over here, you can see people that are in their community that are actually posting comments and stuff. So let's take a look at what happens. When someone actually clicks on that Join Now button, down pops this button that allows people to join the Giant Nerd community. And then immediately, here's what the benefit is: earn Nerd Dollars. And Nerd Dollars ultimately allow you to get discounts on their products. You can join with one click by clicking on Facebook, Twitter, Google, or some other options, or you can go old school. And then, of course, they talk about what the benefits of the community are. But once you become a member of their community, you can upload your photograph, you can put in here all your biography, and you can interact with their products. which we're going to talk about in a little bit more here in just a second. Mari, why don't you talk a little bit about what this is? This is a snapshot from their homepage, from the bottom part of their homepage. Why don't you talk a little bit about what you see going on here?
What I love about Giant Nerd, they're similar to Zappos insofar as they've got that real kind of familiar, friendly, fun feeling about them. You see over on the left, there's the like button. They don't have the like box on this page anyway. But a nice, recognizable, that like button is just ubiquitous. Anywhere you can put it on your site, it really, really does help. And see how they've got across there in the pink writing, we love you. Like us back on Facebook. We love you. And you can use the word you as well. It's just a really great relational word. Down on the right below their little logo, a big pink heart, powered by love is their trademark. And then over on the bottom left, with their Wiki Nerdia, you've got the Twitter and the Facebook links down there too. Anytime you get a chance to use the T or the F and or the actual word Twitter and Facebook, you can go ahead and do that on your online sites and on any physical products too.
A couple other things to notice here. It's more fun and rewarding to shop with friends, wisdom of the nerds. They are definitely trying to give a communal feel about everything that they do on the site. Their Wiki Nerdia is like a Wikipedia, but it lives on their site, and it's for all the outdoor products. Like here's an aerial bar. I don't even know what an aerial bar is, but anybody can go in here and edit this just like you could on Wikipedia, which is kind of cool. So you can see how they've subtly, everywhere you look, have got these social components embedded into their site. But it gets even cooler. When you go onto their product pages, not only can you write a review on one of their products, but you can ask a question. So, for example, if you're familiar with Amazon, you know you can go on there if you bought a product and write a review. But how cool is it that if you're thinking about buying a product, that you can just write a question, and then their community of nerds comes forward and answers the questions on behalf of the organization, which I think is really, really cool. They've also got the Facebook plugin that we saw on Martell Home Builders right here, just a smaller version of it. But what's really very interesting is that when you go to one of their product pages like Tommaso Bikes, instead of putting the Giant Nerd Facebook plugin, social plugin, they put the Tommaso Bikes one on there. Now this is brilliant because they're selling other people's products. They want people to see how excited other people are about those products. So every one of their manufacturers' pages, they actually are giving goodwill to those people, encouraging people to become fans of Tommaso Bikes. That's something I've never seen before. I think that's quite creative.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's an example of one of their product pages at the top of the page. Not only do they have the like button and the tweet button, but they also allow people, members, to upload photographs of that actual product. And down here, you can barely see it, but there's some pictures of people that own this exact bike. And then over here, you've got Nerds Save 5% with 40 nerd points. So there's ways that you can earn nerd dollars by participating in the community. So you can see how they've done a really good job of creating an entire community that incentivizes people with nerd bucks to participate, which ultimately helps new people purchase. And it's this great cycle that ultimately has allowed them to get a lot of exposure. Now, Mari, didn't you say that they had some advantages? We were talking offline about something happened with their like button or something, wasn't it, these guys?
That's correct, yeah. So Giant Nerd calculated that since installing the Facebook like button on their website, the per sale value, that's what they sell, the average price point has gone up by 50%, which is extraordinary.
Yeah, that is really huge. I mean, and if you think about it, chances are pretty good that someone's into this outdoor kind of stuff has friends that are just like that. And since they are a relatively new company, by allowing their fans to actually hit that Facebook like button, they're really just spreading the word to their network of similar friends that are probably also into outdoor stuff, and it's just bringing a lot more opportunity to their company. So GiantNerd.com is the site. They built the whole darn thing around social principles. They created a community that actually lives and resides on their site. Yet they've also patched into popular communities like Facebook. They've let their customers be virtual salespeople by answering questions out of the community, and it's just quite amazing what they've done. Ford Motor Company. I'm sure everybody has heard of Ford Motor Company. They are a very, very big company, but what they've done is kind of shocking considering how big of a company they are. This is a snapshot of their homepage, and they have their blog feed right here. The biggest box on the bottom of their homepage is the latest post from their blog feed. They bring in the photograph, they bring in the title, the date, and then read more at the Ford story. I think the take-home message here is that if you have a company website that's physically separate from your blog, for example, figure out a way so that when someone goes to Ford.com, which is probably the logical place they would go if they're thinking about buying a Ford, first, that this would allow them to see this community and tap through and find out more about it. Now, when you actually go to the FordStory.com, they've done some really innovative things with their blog that I've not seen before. First of all, they have this gargantuous picture right here. But what's even cooler is they've actually have their comments show up immediately below the picture. Now, this is not the page from the article. This is just like the main page on their FordStory.com website. So they're showing that there's activity. They're not just showing the number, but they're actually showing the actual comments right there underneath the picture. And then over here, they actually have the abstract, like the first paragraph, that allows people to read it, and a video. Now, what's really interesting is below all this, you have a comment to type in, an option to type in your comment. You just start typing it in, and then you push a button, and then it asks you, what's your name and email address? So most of you that have been to blogs know that you have to type in all your comment. Well, actually, typically you have to type in your name first, then you have to type in your email address, and then your website, and all that other fun stuff. This does that second. So once you've actually typed in your comment and you hit that submit button, you're committed to completing the process. And then you have the option to register, if you want, to their Ford Story website, or to connect with Facebook. And connecting with Facebook, Mari, maybe you can explain how that works. I think it just is a one-button thing, isn't it?
It is phenomenal. Okay, so we get 664 million, yeah, that's right. I just have to check myself if that's the right number, but over 660 million active users on Facebook. So that login button, just like the like button, has become so prevalent, so ubiquitous on the web, that what people have become reluctant, to sign up for new accounts and have more passwords to remember and more sites to trust. But we've come to really, really trust Facebook when it comes to logging in. And so just one click on that button, boom, you've logged in, and you don't have anything else to remember, and it's super, super easy. So long as you're logged into Facebook already, which most people are, and you're logged in. Mm-hmm.
Now, some of the other cool stuff that Ford has done is they've got these tabs called Stories and Ideas. And you can click on, for example, car, truck, SUV, and find your exact car. And you can read stories of people that own this car, whether it be a new model or an older model. You can also add your own stories in here. So this is a place where people can come and learn about what people think about their Mustang and why they love their Mustang so much. And then over here, you can also do the same thing with ideas. They've got these categories like performance, green, safety, and you can submit your ideas right here, and everybody can see those ideas and vote on those ideas, and it allows Ford a way to cultivate their community to find out new ideas to come up with cars that are better than the competition. And I think these are two unique things that they're doing on their blog that I've not seen elsewhere. Mari, can you talk a little bit about Flickr and YouTube?
Flickr is a little known, shall I say, social network. And in fact, Flickr is a giant site and were the #1 photo sharing platform until Facebook came along and trumped them, but nonetheless, still a very, very, very popular site and tremendous for SEO. Really, really underutilized social network because we can add people, follow friends, add comments, and so when you integrate Flickr into your social networking, such as Ford have done here, they have just put a little bit of a widget there that pulls in some of their latest photos. And then below that, they've got YouTube, kind of similar to what we saw with Martell. They're just putting some little players in there. And, of course, you see those recognizable logos. There's the Flickr logo and the YouTube logo. And immediately you're, oh, yeah, I'm a big fan of these sites. And you start playing around with images and videos, which are powerful visual cues for that social proof.
If you sell anything that has to do with a physical product, this is where you could use Flickr and where you use YouTube. And even if you sell a service, you could easily create videos that are you interviewing, for example, people that are experts in your industry or your customers, for example. Or maybe you just go, whenever you go out to a client site, you take some pictures of maybe the customer smiling with you or something like that if you're kind of a solopreneur. But once again, it doesn't matter whether you're a big company or a small company. These things that we're showing you are just as applicable. So Ford Story, what they've done really well is they brought that blog right up to the homepage of their company website. They're letting people tell their stories, their customers, and they're asking them for their ideas. So this is just an example of the Ford Story. Now let's talk about a B2B example. Jay Baer is a marketing consultant and also the co-author of a brand new book called The Now Revolution. Now, I want to bring some attention to what Jay is doing because Jay is using his site to bring prospective customers to him, showing that he's an expert, and ultimately hoping some of them will hire him to either help put together marketing plans or speak at their events. So I'm not going to focus too much on his content, but Jay does a great job of creating really valuable content on the site that demonstrates his expertise. But he also does some really other cool things. Notice at the top here, this is one of his blog posts, the date, the name, and then boom, the number of comments. Now this is actually a page, you know, with an article on it, and he's got the comments right up there at the top of the page. Typically you do not see that. You don't see that till you scroll down to the bottom of the article. So I think that's really smart that he's done that because it shows to the reader that all these people have participated in his blog post, thus perhaps I should keep reading to see what this is all about. The second thing that he's done is right under the title, he's got all these share buttons. And by the way, because he's targeting B2B, LinkedIn has a cool little thing called the LinkedIn share button that's a lot like the Facebook share button. And Jay has told me that this brings in a significant amount of traffic to his website, in his case more than Facebook because of the audience that he's targeting. So you may want to consider adding the LinkedIn share button to your website if you are targeting businesses or people that work at businesses. Once again, over here, he's got an opt-in box, as we've seen with some of the other sites that allow people to subscribe to his content. And he's done something interesting here. He's got an in button. So instead of an F button, he's got in for LinkedIn and T for Twitter. And then he's got his number of Twitter followers, which is very high, shown right here as social proof to people that there's a lot of people following Jay. Now, because Jay has his new product out, which is his book, instead of having his company Facebook site, he's got the book Facebook plugin right here, which is something kind of interesting that he's done. Now, also at the bottom of each of his blog posts, he's done something kind of cool. I don't know, Mara, if you want to talk to this a little bit.
Sure. So you see those recognizable social icons again immediately below the post. Twitter, Facebook, that is, what is that guy? Is that Dig? Okay.
Yeah, that's Dig. LinkedIn, Stumble
I know,
Upon.
I'm not a social bookmarker. LinkedIn and Stumble Upon. So, and then you got subscribe. See those wonderful calls to action. People have read your content. They're going, okay, this is good stuff. I want more of it. A, I want to share it with my friends. And B, I want more of it. So what Jay's got there is subscribe to the blog, sign up for the newsletter. And then below that, where you see the last arrow, that is the discussed comments plugin. Very, very popular, really on a lot of blogs. I know Mike uses it on socialmediaexaminer.com. I have it on my own site, marismith.com. And it's just really, really easy because people are logged in. They have their portable profile wherever they go. You can see here what we're looking at is Mike's already logged in, so you could just type his comment there. And in fact, you can't see it in the screenshot, but you can actually choose to click a little button and post your comment onto Facebook and Twitter. It's just in the below left there. Which is wonderful, again, for that social proof. And I love the Discuss plugin, even though the Facebook comments plugin is out now, that you're basically only giving people a choice to comment through the Facebook plugin. You can log in through Yahoo and AOL, but who uses it?
And by the way, the Discuss comment system, I think you can add it to anything, including just a static page if you wanted comments on it. What's really cool about it is a lot of bloggers use it, and once you've logged in, you never have to log in again. So if you go to a site for the first time that's a blog and you've used Discuss before, it just allows you to type your comment and hit the button. It takes out all those other barriers of having to enter in your email address and type in your web address and say, you know, some sort of spam protection code or something like that. So I think it's really cool. I would strongly recommend you consider it. It is free. Okay. Now also Amber Naslund is the co-author of this book with Jay. This is their book page, and just a couple things to draw to your attention. They've got the biography of the authors. You could also add something like this to your company page. You can have the biography of the employees, and underneath each person you can have the little links to their social profiles, just like we see right here. They've also got the LinkedIn button right here. The Facebook like button up here, the share button, and a number of other things that they've embedded on the right here, which just makes it very easy for someone to share. So here's the URLs for convinceandconvert.com and nowrevolutionbook.com. I think the key take-home messages here are the smart application of the appropriate social media tools, like in this case LinkedIn, because he's targeting other businesses, and putting those at the right locations on the page. Okay, here is another B2B example. This is a company called Cree. Cree is an industrial lighting company. They make LED lights that are designed to last a lot longer, and they've done something on their site that is quite interesting. They're targeting grocery stores, businesses, restaurants, and what they've done here is, first of all, you've got this guy in the center here that says, does lighting make you feel like this? You click on that. You see this video of this gal in a very dark place and not very happy because her lighting situation is horrible. They've got these cries for help where they encourage people to upload horrible pictures of their lighting situation at work. They've got their blog content right here. What happens if you let a baby hold a lit Cree light bulb? They've also got some case studies here, like here's an example of a grocery store that's using it. They've got this Join the Revolution, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more. But for example, here we go. I joined the LED lighting revolution. Take the pledge. This is a little badge that you can put up on your website. And then, of course, they've got this place where people can upload horrible pictures of the lighting situation that they have at work. They're essentially encouraging people to turn in their employer and get people excited about it. On the next page here, you can see this is what their blog looks like. They're posting content that in this case is like a case study. Here's Denny's lit up with all their lights. They've also got the Find Us on Facebook, plug-in, and YouTube and Twitter. Now what's kind of cool about what Cree has done is I think it's probably the sexiest lighting company. I mean, come on, light bulbs are not very sexy, right? But these guys have done an amazing job of creating excitement and energy around light bulbs, and they're not light bulbs that are sold to consumers. They're light bulbs that are sold to industrial business people that are on the operations side of the business. So just, the take-home message here is that remember you're targeting people, and it doesn't matter whether they work in a business or whether they work in a consumer environment. They are people, and if you can get them excited and you can get them to participate and activate, then you will increase the likelihood that they're going to, perhaps become customers or at least let other people know about it. And I think what they've done is really brilliant with this, creating the lighting revolution and encouraging people, to share photographs of their horrible lighting situations at work. Mari, why don't you talk to us about Emmy's Closet?
Yes, this is really adorable. So some people have heard of Etsy. That's Etsy, Etsy.com. It's a wonderful platform, kind of like, I'm trying to think what to compare it to, maybe like an eBay, but it's got an entire e-commerce platform for people that do arts and crafts. If you have anybody that is an artist or any kind of creations that they want to sell online, Etsy is wonderful for that. And so what this particular company does at Emmy's Closet is they make little accessories and cute little things for girls. And over where the arrow is, they've actually had some custom icons designed that I normally would recommend using the recognizable ones with the true brand color. But I love what Emmy's Closet has done here. You see I know that's the F for Facebook, the T for Twitter, the E for Etsy, and then they've got the little RSS feed button and the email button so you can subscribe. And then below that, follow me. You can click that button there. Just real fun, like that, how they've just branded their page.
And why don't you share a little bit about what they're doing on Facebook?
You bet. And so then this is their Facebook page, and you can see that they're actually using an app. See the big Etsy up there, and then over there on the left, or the fourth tab down, it's called My Etsy. By the way, you can rename that. You could rename that to My Store or Shop Online or some kind of a call to action. You can now rename your tabs by clicking Edit Page up at top right, and then go to Apps, and then click on the apps you want and click Edit Settings or Settings. It's Edit Settings. So what this app does, really, really cool, is every little piece of accessory that Emmy's Closet have uploaded, there's actually the share button. You could click it to find out more and order it online. What the share button does, in fact, I think we have that on the next slide. When you click share, if you were surfing around this site and you wanted to share a specific item, similar to what we saw earlier with Zappos, you can share it on your profile or send it to a specific friend.
I think this is kind of cool because let's just say that you are a mom or whatever kind of company you're in, and you've got a cool product that people discover and are really excited about it. Having them share that on their Facebook page is literally like a free advertisement for your product and your company, because it's going to point people right back to your Facebook page. And that allows people to get really excited about it. And I think that's pretty brilliant the way that they've done that. So this is just an example of a very, very, very small business that is creating crafts and selling them on Facebook. And, of course, they also have done a great job of creating a brand on their company website by just design, elements that look and feel as part of the entire brand. And then they encourage their fans to share the products with their friends with the share button actually on their Etsy Facebook page. All right, this next one is a restaurant. And they do a number of interesting things, but what I really want to draw your attention to is this social networking link right here. This takes you to a special page. And by the way, over here they've also got this follow us on Twitter and become a fan on Facebook. But what I really want to draw your attention to is tweet ahead seating. I've never seen anything like this. When you click on this, it allows you to actually reserve a seat. So back when I took this screenshot, it was around Valentine's Day. And you can actually, and by the way, realize that in the restaurant business, people are always, driving around or they're at work and they've got maybe a smartphone like an iPhone or an Android with them. And maybe they don't know the phone number of the website, or maybe they don't even want to pick up the phone and call. Maybe they just want to tweet, hey, I would like a table for two on Thursday night. They've got this gal named Marnie who is actively watching the Twitter feed, and she could be actually in the restaurant, or she could be someone who's outside the restaurant, who her job is to manage this and somehow tap it into the restaurant's registration system. But I think this is really brilliant. I don't know, Mari, have you ever seen anything like this?
I haven't, and just absolutely brilliant, and just shows how you don't have to be that, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money or anything like that. Just use the tools that are already available and think of creative ways to use them. And it also helps to teach your clientele to be more socially savvy too, because when they come into the restaurant, you have a big sign up there and say, next time, tweet us your reservation. Just brilliantly done.
And by the way, I venture to guess they're getting a lot more business as a result of this, because someone doesn't have to look up their phone number. They don't have to pick up the phone. They don't have to call, wait to talk to a person, all that fun stuff. Instead, it's just done with one little swoop on Twitter. Mari, talk to us a little bit about Foursquare.
Well, Foursquare is one of the original location-based services, LBS. There's Gowalla, and of course Facebook Places came along last August and just wiped everybody out. Not quite, but these sites are still extremely popular. What I love about Foursquare versus Facebook Places is the whole game element, that you can get badges and points, and you can be a mayor, and you see what Sanchez Bistro are doing. I highly recommend this if you have a physical location that you really, really integrate Foursquare, and you can incentivize and reward the mayor, and that is the person that checks in the most often. And when you check into Foursquare, what the Sanchez Bistro are doing here, they're actually offering you a free tapa per table or breakfast BOGO when you check in, and you're just going to check in and you show them your phone, and voila, you'll be able to get rewarded. Really, really nice way to integrate Foursquare.
And we should probably explain that when people do check in, it kind of is almost like a marketing tool for your business, right? Because a lot of times people will have their check-ins go up on their Facebook page or on their Twitter page, and that is essentially sharing with their friends that they're checking out Sanchez Bistro, and that's just a great way to drive more traffic to your local business. So really the take-home messages for Sanchez Bistro are the way that they're using Twitter to do reservations, and the way that they're using Foursquare to encourage people to come to their store and get some sort of free offer as a result of their check-in. Okay, Cranium. Cranium is our last example. This is owned by the big gaming company Hasbro. And if you've ever played Cranium, it is one of those many games in one kind of game. It's got like Pictionary and all these other kind of games built into it, trivia. And what Cranium has done on their Facebook page, and you can see they have 100,000 people that like their page, they are regularly putting out little factoids. For example, happy 81st birthday to the planet Pluto, and is it really a planet, and all that kind of stuff, and getting discussion going. When they're at the Toy Festival in New York City, they're talking about that. And it's just a really smart application of Facebook. But they're doing a lot of other cool stuff as well. One of the things about Cranium is they've got a pencil game where you have to draw something with a pencil. So what they've done here is they've actually drawn with a pencil, and then they've got a video embedded inside of it that changes all the time. This one is of a bunch of what looks like college kids having fun playing Cranium. They also have little contests, like here is their a American Idol humdinger. Part of the game is to hum a song and have everybody guess what it is. So this is a gal that's actually humming a song, and then people are guessing what it is. So you can see they've done some really cool, fun applications on Facebook. Mar, you want to talk a little bit about this particular little app that they've got going on here?
This is really clever, obviously custom made, but they've actually got a little tab there. It says, obviously the tab's down the side now, but Cranium Quiz is that you can discover what Cranium character you are. Anything that you can do to keep your fans on your fan page, interact and engage, choose, a real simple low barrier to entry, click a button, and it's going to assess and tell you what kind of Cranium character you are, and then you can share and post that out onto your wall of your personal profile, therefore getting that wonderful visibility in front of more people, word of mouth, if you will.
The other cool thing that they're doing is they've got these special offers. So Hasbro makes other games. Excuse me. So on the Facebook page, they're offering like a free Hasbro game card, and all you have to do is just do something on their page, probably fill out a little bit of form, and then they'll go ahead and send that to you. Another thing that they've done, which is pretty cool, is they know they've got a lot of fans on their Cranium page, so they've got a new Cranium game out called Scribbish, and they have actually figured out how to have people demo the game online, so that people can click on that and they can try out the game, I think, against computer opponents online and kind of get the Cranium fan base excited about their new products. So, Cranium has just done a really good job of making it fun. I mean, their product is fun, of course, so it's part of their brand persona, but they've carried that through in all the aspects of their Facebook presence. And, of course, they're giving some free offers to their fans, hopefully that they'll get hooked and try out some of their new products. So let's step back and take a look at some of the 9 takeaways from these 9 different companies, and then we're going to get to some questions here in just a minute. First of all, make sure you develop content that is relevant and of interest to your target audience. And Martell Holmes was doing a great job at that. Jay Barrett, Convince and Convert, was doing a good job of that, and some of the others as well. And figure out a way to profile some of your raving fans. Giant Nerd is giving people nerd points. Zappos is rewarding people who are fans of the week, who are sending in photographs of the Zappos box along with something interesting inside of it, like a pet or a kid or whatever. And then, of course, we've also got the Cree, who is encouraging people to upload photographs. Make it easy for people to share your products. We saw the Etsy product share buttons. We saw Zappos. We saw Giant Nerd and a number of other places where it's very easy for someone to share their excitement about specific products. Why not consider building a community of your own, as Giant Nerd has done quite well? Also encourage customers to share their stories, as we saw in the Ford Motor Company example. Make it really fun and exciting. For example, Cree with the light bulbs have made light bulbs fun, which is kind of surprising. And then, of course, Cranium has made it really fun for people to participate. Try your hand at Facebook e-commerce, which is what we saw with the Etsy. There are lots of e-commerce applications that you can find out there that can embed inside of Facebook. Think outside the box. The Twitter reservations is a really innovative thing. And then, of course, if we remember with Martell Home Builders, the fact that they are showing where their drivers are, these are just completely creative applications. And then also consider creating special offers for fans. We saw with the Cranium example how they're giving away a free game, and then, of course, we saw with the Giant Nerds example that fans earn a little bit of a discount. So these are just a sampling of some of the take-home messages. Now, you probably are wondering, how can I apply some of these ideas to my business? Maybe you're a small business and you're already on Facebook and Twitter, but you're not really getting the kind of results you were hoping for. Maybe you're a marketer working for a company and you need to try to figure out how to apply some of these new tactics that you're learning today. Well, Social Media Examiner has got the perfect solution for you, and it's in the form of an online event called Social Media Success Summit. And just to give you the high level on what this is, it starts in a couple weeks, and it is an online event by marketers for marketers, and it's designed to be spread over 4 weeks. And we have some of the biggest names in the world of social media. We've got Jeremiah Oyang presenting from the Altimeter Group, Guy Kawasaki, who's the author of the brand new book Enchantment, Brian Solis, who wrote the book Engage, Frank Eliason, who is big on customer service, used to work for Comcast, now works for Citibank, Mari Smith, who you know, Eric Qualman, who wrote the book Socialnomics, Dan Zarella, who wrote the social media marketing book, Andy Cernovich, word of mouth marketing, Mario Sundar from LinkedIn. He is the chief dude from LinkedIn responsible for social media. He's going to be presenting. David Merman Scott, companies like Verizon, Intel, Timex, Cisco, Boeing, B2B and B2C. There's really never been an event quite like this. And what's really cool is that every single one of the presenters, with the exception of maybe 2 out of the 24 presenters, have either written a book or multiple books on social media, or they are actual social media practitioners working for companies. So these are true experts. And the kinds of things we're going to be talking about are how to develop a social media strategy, how do you actually find and engage with your target audience, how do you measure these things, how do you actually prove a return on investment, how do you market with Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, how do you do customer service, what about video, what about social bookmarking, what about blogging. These are all the topics that we're going to be talking about. And by the way, we've already sold almost 1,500 tickets to this particular event. And if you want to generate more leads for your business, you want to drive more traffic, you want to see what the pros are doing, this is really the event for you. As a matter of fact, 96% of the people that attended last year's event said that they would come again and recommend it to a friend. So we've got a special offer for you. Then we're going to take your questions. The normal ticket price is $597, but we have a special sale that expires Thursday. For $297, which is 50% off, you will get into the event. Plus, we're including 21 videos and ebooks. And these are hours of content that will help you, whether you're a beginner or an expert, on how to do all the kinds of things that we've been talking about today. All that is included for only $297. The small print is that the sale is valid through Thursday. And the URL is bit.ly/SMSS11 half. Mari, I know you've been involved with these events before. Do you have any feedback?
You know, I have been attending events online and in person for many, many years, and I just have never experienced anything like yours, Mike, because every single presentation is jam-packed with content. There's no pitching, no selling, no offers, anything like that. It really is pure content. And just as you and I have gone through these 9 companies and extracted exactly what others can learn and implement no matter what size their business, many, many of the sessions are like that throughout the whole of the Social Media Success Summit. So this is my 3rd year in a row participating and engaging with these summits. And I think I'm one of the few presenters that actually attends all of the sessions myself, because I'm always learning from other people in the business too. So it's incredible value for money. It really, really is. Just amazing seminar, and I look forward to seeing the peeps there.
Now, Phil, we're going to take questions, but before we do, I just want to share one last thing. This is an online event, which means you don't have to travel anywhere. You can check it out from your home or office. Every session is recorded and transcribed, and you have a year to access all the recordings and download them. So with that, Phil, let's go. Enough of me pitching. Let's go to the questions people have about the 9 companies that we've been revealing.
Great. First of all, I just want to apologize for all the people who are having problems with audio today. I have confirmed that the recording sounds great, so you'll be able to get a link for that a little bit later today. At this point, we are going to move into an open question portion of the event, and what we'd like you to do is ask your questions of Mari and Mike. On the right-hand side of your screen, you'll see a panel that says question, and all you need to do is type your question in there. I will tell you in advance that I've already received over 100 questions, so we'll get to as many of these as we can. The first question that I have is coming from Cindy, and she asks, she said, I've heard something about Twitter beginning to charge for the widget that you pull tweets onto your company or personal website. Can you comment on that?
I've never heard that. Mari, have you heard
that? Sounds like an urban legend to me.
Maybe it was an April Fool's joke. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's definitely not the case.
All right, very good. A number of people have asked questions about how do you monitor what's going on your website. Do you have any recommendations on tools?
Yeah, so there's lots of little tools that you can get. Obviously, Google Analytics is the best free tool if you want to monitor traffic, referral sites. Also, if you embed a video on your site with YouTube or Vimeo, They also provide statistics, so they tell you how many times people have watched the video and whether or not they've abandoned the video. And Mari, I'm not sure if there's any statistics. I think, aren't there statistics on Facebook as well? Oh
gosh, yeah, facebook.com/insights. Also available at the top right of if you're an admin, you'll see any fan page you're an admin for. Top right is a link there to go to the insights. You can download them in Excel and look at all kinds of data that way.
And they'll tell you whether people became fans as a result of your website, your blog, for example.
Right. They'll see referring links.
Exactly, and that's a really good way to see. So there's a lot of little tools that are available to help you kind of gain insight from traffic and social media related activities to your site.
Excellent. Shelley has a question here. She asks, I work with a small business with limited resources, and we can't mimic what some of these large companies are doing, but what are some of the key activities that even a small business should do to be successful with social media?
Well, Mari's a small business, Social Media Examiner is a small business. It's extremely easy to do a lot of the stuff that you're seeing. The Facebook widget is literally just go to their site, click a button, get a piece of code, put it up on your site. It's that simple. You don't need to be a big business to do a lot of this stuff. As a matter of fact, Mari, is there anything that we've shown that you couldn't do as a small business?
Honestly, I don't think so, really. There's just so many things that you could implement. And the more creative you can get, and it's wonderful watching the tweets, and people are saying that the recurring theme is low barrier to entry, and I totally agree with that. The easier you can make it, and just with one click, and it's super obvious for people to engage with you, go ahead and implement that.
It's really not the only difficult thing I would say is the video, but it doesn't need to be difficult. And by the way, if you don't know how to do, like, for example, a Facebook page, you can find Facebook developers. I don't know, Mari, is there any particular place someone would go to find Facebook people to design some of this stuff for their Facebook page?
Oh gosh, yes. I mean, I have a big list. I mean, there's free apps that you can do it yourself if you're a bit of a coder, but I recommend going ahead and getting a company that will do graphic design for you. And I have a list of my own fan page at facebook.com/Mari Smith, and I call it just big list of apps, and there's just all kinds in there. In fact, there's also, if you go to Social Media Examiner and do a search for Facebook apps,
yeah.
top 75.
You'll find the top 75 Facebook apps that were reviewed by Mari. So I think my recommendation would be to start with a couple of these things and then slowly add as you begin to see value.
Excellent. Another question is related to naming of your website versus blog, and with that, another question on top of that is the integration of your content on your website versus your social media site.
Well, I think we should probably take the latter question because we need a little more context on the first question. But the integration of your content, what we do at Social Media Examiner is every time we have a new blog post, which is 6 days a week, what we do is we tweet about, the blog post goes live at 5 a.m. and then we tweet about it at 7 a.m. And then around 10 a.m. it goes out via email. And then around 11 a.m. we put it up on our Facebook page. So we multi-purpose, because we know different people like to receive content in different ways. Some like on Twitter, some like Facebook, some like email. So we scatter it kind of over a multi-hour period of time to kind of bring a steady flow of traffic to our site. And there are tools that, Mari, the Network Blogs tool is one you recommend, right, for bringing bringing your blog posts automatically into Facebook, right?
I do. Networked blogs, and just go to facebook.com/networked blogs, and you can install it. A quick tip, though, is to not have it automatically post on the wall. Just fill up the tab for good SEO and great extra visibility, but then manually post on your Facebook wall. You'll get actually better visibility in the news feed. I actually, one of my ninja tricks is I do that through the Notes app as well. I pull my blog posts into the Notes app, but still manually post.
One other cool little site is called ping.fm, as in FM radio, and this allows you to put one update into ping.fm and then have that update automatically go to LinkedIn, Twitter, and all your other profiles with one single activity.
All right. We only have time for maybe one or two more questions here. Lorraine asks, how do you determine if or where your audience is interacting on social media?
The best way is to ask. I know it sounds crazy, but why don't you, if you already have a base of people that are via email that you could email, do a little survey. Ask them, which of the following, indicate all the ones that you're using, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and determine where the heck they are. If you know people that are your customers, ask them where they're hanging out, and then that's where you get your intelligence that allows you to do the appropriate marketing.
I would also go to facebook.com/ads and pretend as if you're going to buy an ad, but skip section 1 and go to section 2 and really play around with the parameters, and you'll see some astounding demographics, and that will give you a good indication too.
Good point.
All right, we're actually out of time at this time, folks. So I want to thank Mari and Mike for the many great insights you've given us today. You've given a great overview of what's possible with social media. We'll leave it up to the attendees to determine if any of these ideas are right for their businesses. And remember, if you want to discover how to best use social media to market your business, be sure to look into Social Media Success Summit 2011. To learn more about this event and to take advantage of this half price, visit bit.ly/SMSS11half. Note, there is lowercase sensitivity. Remember, the 50% off sale is only available until this Thursday, April 14th, so we encourage you to act soon. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope you have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.
Ciao.